Good morning, everybody. This is Margaret. You're on my channel, Margaret Pinard, Place Life Twice, and happy Friday of Memorial Day weekend. Yes, we are muted. Good. No background echo on either of the tabs that are open. So welcome. I was just in Shannon's stream. We had a great old time discussing stuff. Shannon is going to pick up her kid, so she came by early to say make friends with the like button, and she's cheering everyone on from afar. Maggie, hello lovelies. Jenna, hi, all. Hello like button. Jenna said she's ready to blast the bots. I wonder if the bots will raid her too. I don't think so. I mean, I suppose if I keep saying the word, they might. But I'm going to continue my thought from last stream, which was sit on the like button like a cat claims a lap. I thought that was a good a good one. Hello, and welcome. So this is our last week of sprints for May of the Moderns. I can't keep this twice a week up 4 extra hours in the week. So it's been lovely to see you guys. And I'm going to be trying to close out some of these 2 books today and tomorrow. This is for the other prompt. This is for the, Race and Class because it's by Langston Hughes. I can't remember if I put it in any other. Oh, probably the sex one. But yeah. And if you don't know what I'm talking about because you're watching this later, May of the Moderns is a readathon I'm running in May from to read books written or published between 1901 and 1945. And this barely sneaks in because the foreword says it's written in 35, 36, 37, published in 37, but like finished a final piece of it in 47, and then it didn't get like published or translated until 68. So I'm like, well, it was written during that time period mostly. So it's what I have. I tried another one and it didn't really work. So this is like my 3rd try for a translation, which means the talk that I give on translated works for May of the Moderns this Sunday is going to be very interesting. Before I fell asleep last night is when I started jotting down notes for that talk. And it would have been great if I had reached out to people who are translators that I know on BookTube before, but now it's too late and I don't want to like stress people out by requesting things last minute. But I will be shouting out Elizabeth from Bookends and Books and Kazan from Always Doing because they're translators here on BookTube, and so they will have a very interesting viewpoint. So hopefully I'll get comments from them afterwards. But that is all what is coming. So what do we have for today? Well, this is called a reading sprint, but you can do whatever you like. I'm just here to keep company. Oh, and hello, Emmy. Hello, Katie. Welcome. Glad to have you join us. I'm just here to keep you company, keep you on track, make sure that you don't go too far off the rails, being productive for 2 hours Friday and Saturday. And as I said, this is the last week for the sprints for me. I'll go back to just having 1 a month on my channel, which is the first Friday, and all the BookTube content will come back. So looking forward to that. I don't know how Shannon and Jenna do it. I follow Shannon on Fridays this month and Jenna the Soul Writer on Saturdays, and kudos. They do pop-ups, they do insomnias, they do like every week, and I'm just like, I'm done after 1 month. I need a rest. So yeah. So welcome. If you've got a cup of tea, go ahead and pull that up. Ooh, I have a poll. I'm going to try this for the first time today. Let's see if it pops up for everybody. I haven't done this before. So let me know if you see a poll. I just put this up. There's a public poll on the Patreon page, which is basically the same. The Patreon poll is different. The Patreon poll is, do you like prompts or do you like a bingo card? And this one is like, which of the 4 things that I've done for this readathon do you like best? Just so I get feedback as to whether something is working or not. Because we like feedback, we like to improve, we like to grow. We were talking about age expectancy, life expectancy in Shannon's stream, and yeah. some of us are at the midpoint of our lives that we would consider. And yeah. Yeah. So, you want to spend your time on what you want to spend it on. That's all I'm saying. Um, Shannon doesn't do other lives, but you're in other people's lives. So you're spending time watching. I see you out there. Love the reading sprints. Nice. And Jenna says, like the last two, but pick the one I thought needed the vote most. Let's see. Let's see what it's what I can see here. I can end the poll or I can go to channel. That's not a very there we go. Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave it open. You can close it if it's in your way for the chat, but I'm gonna leave it open for other people. It's only 5 minutes after, and we'll have people coming in. So if you're reading, what you're reading, and if you're writing, what you're writing. I think for the first one, I'm going to be finishing up Yasunari Kawabate's Snow Country, as I was telling Shannon, 1968 Nobel Prize for Literature. And then when I finish that, I'll be doing some page reading from Langston Hughes's Not Without Laughter, which is interesting, but not as compelling to pick up as the Zora Neale Hurston, just saying. But I'll be looking to hear from Beth Ann and Shannon after this weekend, because Beth Ann's rereading and Shannon, I think, is rereading after a long time, maybe. And then we're going to be discussing next week, the last day of May, I believe, which I need to make a thumbnail for. But one thing at a time, right? One thing at a time. Friday sprint today, Saturday sprint tomorrow. Sunday lecture about translated literature in the modern period. Sunday evening productivity sprint on Shay with the Hobbies channel, because we've put that off for 2 months and we're finally back as the Voltron Force productivity sprinters. And then I'll get to Not Without Laughter buddy reading. Yeah, it's a busy month. It's a busy month. Emmy says, I'm drawing now on the third story, right? Doing her illustrated masterpiece. Katie's reading Hidden Valley Road. Very interesting book about a family with 12 children, 6 of whom were diagnosed with schizophrenia. I think this is nonfiction, right? Because it reminds me of Hidden Valley Ranch, which is where they have like the salad dressings come from. And I think I remember seeing a book about this that was nonfiction. Interesting. I just saw you started several books on Storygraph, and I liked, which you don't get notifications for, but they looked very interesting. So I'm excited to hear. All right. So if you told me what you're gonna do in your first sprint, I suppose I should get my sprinting banner ready. I have a timer this time, actually. Let's just do that. And I think it ends in a bell. So this one has no music. I just thought it would be nice. It is a timer from Jacqueline Kirk, who's a Scottish booktuber. So I thought that'd be nice. And I guess we'll sprint whenever. We don't have to make it a round number. But here's my interesting first question. Not very interesting, but I was curious. Do you measure page count, books read, something else, or don't care? JD's here to say happy Friday. May was a trip. Yeah, tell me about it. And still 4 days to go. I know. I know. I didn't know booktubers had timers. So cool. Yeah, reading sprints. And she recently popped up on my channel, so I figured I would check hers out. She's got some new ones she was experimenting with. I also took some footage and had an idea to make one of my own that was like the phone pointing straight up at the tree canopy and just like walking slowly. Of course, it's very shaky, so we'll see if my video can like stabilize the shakiness. But I think that would be really lovely to be like staring at the canopy of trees on a nice spring day like it was yesterday. So, all right, so I'll leave the poll up in the chat. I'll leave the question up on the screen, and we'll sprint for 20 minutes. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you in 20 minutes. I'll mute myself and turn the timer on. Oh, and it even gives us a 5-minute in between timer. That's right. It's a 2-hour long thing with 20-minute sprints and 5-minute breaks. Ha! Well, I take longer than 5-minute breaks. So let's pause that. Ah. Boop. There we go. So how'd you do Friday morning first sprint? Well, unless you're in Shannon's too. I finished that book and rated it on Storygraph. I don't know. I don't do well with hyped books, and I assume a Nobel Prize winner in literature to be classed among hyped books. So yeah, this talk on Sunday is going to be interesting. JD even joined in for the reading. Wow. He's revisiting one of Anais Charchenko's poetry collections called Perfect Break. Sweet. So let's catch up on the chat. I had some people answer. Shannon said page count. Interesting. For reading or writing, I wonder. I was pointing out that Snow Country at the end talks about bleach fields, which makes me think about Bellman and Black, which is one of our favorite authors, Diane. I just blanked on her name. 13th Tale, Diane. Oh, I'm missing. Someone will get it for me. And Katie says, writing that one down. I love books that make me think of other books. Yeah. Jen's Crazy Life. Hello, hello. New here. I'm reading Z, a novel of Zelda Fitzgerald by Therese Ann Fowler. Can't wait to see the show. That's nice. I guess it's going to be a show, either a movie or in real life. I'm 40% in, and it's good, just slow. Katie says, I mostly measure books read, but also track page count, so both. Interesting. Katie also said, I just read A Well-Behaved Woman by the same author. You mean this one? This was like $2 at Barnes & Noble when I picked it up, so I could not say no to a Vanderbilt era woman's story. I mean, that's right. That's right in my niche, right? So I'm excited to read that at some point. Jenna the Soul Writer says, depends on what I'm doing. I read a lot of nonfiction for professional development and certificate renewal purposes. So pages counted here to include books and articles. Interesting. You guys are so more exact than I am, but not true for fantasy. She counts books for fantasy when I care to track. All right. Alice in the Giant Bookshelf just popped in to say hi. May be able to come back later and sprint. She finished Anne's House of Dreams, L.M. Montgomery, and is starting Unnatural Death by Dorothy L. Sayers. Nice. Jan's Crazy Life says, I do both. I count pages read and books read. Man, you guys are on top of stuff. My stats for the year is 15 books read and 4,638 pages. Goals are 22 and 22 and 10K pages. Nice. JD read 15 pages. Does JD have Friday off of work? Nice. Also finished 4 short translations at work. Oh, see, JD missed the thing that I said about asking a translator. So I said I'm definitely going to be shouting out Elizabeth from Bookhams and Books and Kazan from Always Reading and JD Estrada, because you're like the 3 translators I know who do it for work here on BookTube. And yeah, should have talked to you beforehand, but I guess I'll just be going it alone because I don't want to stress anyone else out because I waited till the last minute to do all the things that I'm doing in May. Whatever. Busy. Setterfield. Thank you, Katie. Diane Setterfield. Emmy says, is it just me or sweet pea flowers look like orchids? Someone teach me. Sweet pea flowers. So those are in the legume group. I think pea flowers look pretty different from orchids, but orchids look funny. And there's a family of flowers called figwort, and they all look weird. They all look funny to me. So it's like the other category, which is, again, what I'm talking about on Sunday. But yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while to get used to like recognizing things. Also, Z and Zelda series are so good. I often rewatch it. Nice. Oh, the show is out now. The show is called Z, The Beginning of Everything. Oh, okay. I don't know where that is, and I haven't heard of it, which is not a surprise because I wallow in books rather than the screen media. So yeah, good to know. Good to know. Um, so excellent job, everybody. You've responded to the question. You responded how you did during the sprint. So I will take that down. I only keep track of books, and probably because Goodreads trained me to do that, and Storygraph shows me the page count, but it hasn't like seeped into my you should be tracking pages yet. Um, Probably because as an author, page count seems pretty meaningless because it's word count when you're publishing, and the formatting changes how many pages it is. So it's sort of rendered that um, indicator pretty useless to me, I guess. So I just track books read. I think I'm at 52 right now. So yeah. And my biggest category, I just saw this in Storygraph, is fantasy. I was like, what? And then I looked and I was like, oh, yeah, fair. Because all my palette cleansers or like comfort reads have been fantasy. I guess it's been a tough year. Right? So, and then the next one is historical. So, yeah, no surprise there. All right, so I finished one book. I think instead of reading the next one, I'm going to do a little planning with the help of my. I think this is the one JC sent or the one that D sent. They both do giveaways, JC Carpenter and D Blair Gold. They're both great channels. So I like putting stickers in and rewarding myself for planning. So I'm going to do that and maybe work on a thumbnail, all that kind of planning jazz. Feel free to go on as before in your merry way. And here's my next question. Shout out a creator you found on YouTube or another platform because of May of the Moderns. I feel like a lot of people have cross-pollinated, and it's been super fun to watch that happen. So if you have a new creator that you found because of May of the Moderns, let us know and we could follow the channel. That'd be fun. Apologies, my computer's being a little slow here. There we go. JD says fantasy books are your sorbets. Nice. Yeah, they're all three. Lord of the Rings were in there too. Been a tough year. That's an understatement. Jan's Crazy Life said she's in a fantasy slump. Yeah. Miss D is so sweet. Yes, definitely. Jan's reading The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Next up, excellent. JD says, though I'm not participating because of May of the Moderns. Oh, okay. He's shouting out my channel. And then Maggie says, I'm back from getting hubby off to work. He got called in, so we aren't going to the mountains. Oh, change of plans. Oh no, was that like a big vacation weekend plan? That's a bummer. I am not doing anything special for the holiday weekend because it's a big end of the May of the Moderns weekend. So, Jenna made some lunch and is 2/5 of the way done with the script. Nice. Well done. Getting some stuff done. Let's see. My timer is still going for the break. So let's plan for another 20-minute sprint as the timer suggests. And yeah, I'm going to do some planning. Hopefully not sneeze as much as last time. Oh, I also had an idea about July. So yeah, so I've got stuff to think about for the future, for planning, for all that fun stuff. And yeah, so I guess we'll just jump in. Jenna says, hope all is safe and well at work for the hubby. Yes, best wishes on that. I've got a minute for this break timer. I'll just say that we have a book for the Patreon book club next month. It's called Creatures of Will and Temper by Molly Tanzer, and it's to coincide with Pride Month. This is a queer retelling of The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I have never read. So I'm going to get it from the other end, and that should be fun. So if you were interested in joining in with us, we probably do like the third Sunday of the month, and you have plenty of time to get the book and read with us if you like. So check out Patreon in the description box below. And I love the cover for this one. So yeah, that's what's going on. I've got travel plans to go down to California and hang out with family. And yeah, so let's pop this puppy up. Those are Lily of the Valley, I believe. But anyone can correct me if I'm wrong. Maggie says just to drive around, take pictures because I need time at elevation, and he likes driving up there. Ah, yeah. Be safe with the altitude sickness for sure. Okay, let's see what this timer does. This is the first time I'm using it, so I'm getting to know what the cool kids do. Let's see. Mm. Mm. Yeah. All right, there we go. We've got different flowers and another 20-minute timer. So I'll mute myself, friends, and happy sprinting. Talk to you in 20. Oh boy. All right, so we're going to pause that. I'm going to unshare. Yay, I'm back. We had some people sneak in. So I'm re-listening to our Barrett interview here, and that's why you saw all the emotions playing over my face. It was a fun one. If you guys haven't watched Wednesday, we had a lot of fun. We roasted the book, but there was also good parts. So it's not for anyone who wants to read The Octopus by Frank Norris, but it is for anyone who's interested in themes of the period, relevance to now, Gilded Age politics, and like style choices of the modern period. So we had lots of fun. I'll put that up here later if I remember. All right. So who popped in? Maggie was talking about it's not altitude sickness, it's actually sea level sickness that she gets, unfortunately. So, and then I had popped on Instagram stories and saw Leslie Penelope talking about a tornado warning in Maryland. So Jenna left to go to her meeting, and I said, stay safe, because that's the craziness that's on right now. Nick C came into the chat. Hello, Nick. Time zone, time schmone. We don't care. He's always thinking in EST. No worries. Yeah, Jenna popping out. And RC Scott, hello, slides into the chat with your fantastic profile pic there. Maggie was talking about not being able to breathe at sea level, and she's visiting Charleston, so we'll have to take her inhaler. Oof. Yeah, so stay safe to JC and Jenna, who we know are Marylanders, as well as Leslie. RC saying hi. Maggie answering Roz from Scallydangling about the books. Yes. So Roz was last Sunday's guest lecturer interviewee, and she had the prompt of End of Empire. So we talked about a lot of crossover stuff about empire in the first half of the 20th century. And her title, Scallydangling, in case you don't know, is a Sussex dialect word that means like kind of like flâner, like le flâneur, someone who's wandering around and maybe getting into mischief. But her sort of life book goal is less about counting books and more about reading from different countries around the world. So yeah, there's a lot of crossover with the other translating books, which is coming up on Sunday. Jim's books reading and stuff. I guess I'm late to the party. Well, most welcome anyway. Thanks for coming in and sprinting with us. Vixen of Fiction says hello. Hello, Nia. Oh, there we go. That's okay. You can go get more beer. Nice. And Maggie says, during May of the Moderns, I read my first Franny Fisher mystery. The lady with the gun asks the questions. Love the covers. Yeah, I have not read any, but you know who is the biggest fan of the Carrie Greenwood series is Rosie Cockshut, and her channel is lovely. She just did a standalone book review of Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day, and she was kind of doing some comparison of the historical fiction of Carrie Greenwood and the contemporary historic fiction of I blanked on the Miss Pettigrew author, but that was pretty illuminating. I have watched the show, lots of it. It's got tons of episodes. It's got many seasons on Masterpiece Theater, whatever that channel is, A&E, and it's lovely. It's the Australian accents and the daring do and the costumes. So in her video that she released this last night or this morning, she talked about that Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day is as if Franny Fisher's story was told from the view of Dot. And I was like, oh, I love Dot. She's such a great character in the series that I watched. So yeah, so that makes me very curious. Oh, sorry. I'm all for roasted octopus. No. No takoyaki here. Jan's Crazy Life went from 46 to 49%. Good reading, my dear. JD also read a bit more of Anais's collection. Cleaned up my phone, which is maxing out. Ugh, yeah, I need to do that. Mine stopped a video yesterday that I was taking. You know, it's funny, actually, during Shannon's sprint, I got the idea to start a list of like things that if I had a spare lifetime, like a hollow leg, I would get done. Or if I had an assistant that I would set to doing, right? Um, and cleaning up a phone is one because there's all these stuff that text message chains that I should clean out. But also tagging and culling digital photos, which I have tried to do in spurts and have never like gotten up to date on. Also culling digital documents on Google Drive because I'm running out of space there, and bookmarks in Google Chrome, even though I'm not running out of space, but like a lot of them are outdated and no longer functional, and sorting those out. Because someone mentioned that who was it? It was last night. So I was on a sprint with Brandy Shanae. I was just in the audience. And she was talking about how she's culled her TBR on Goodreads to be like the stuff she's actually going to read. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't do that. I'm okay with not culling a TBR or a wish list, because a wish list is like all the books I might want to read in the rest of my life. So I'm okay with that not being like immediate. It doesn't feel like a to-do list. It's just like a remember this for later kind of thing. But yeah, what would be on your list, right? Take that down. What have we got here? More people. Oh, Maggie says Barrett's vlog today made me cry. It's Friday. Did he put up a vlog yesterday? I must have missed it. I haven't seen it, unless you're talking about the one from Monday about mental health. Yeah. Melissa's here from Fully Booked. Got through another chapter. Excellent. Maggie says she still has it in her virtual DNF pile. I'm not sure which one that is. Emmy says, I'm scrapbooking butterflies now. I started to scrapbook to align better with my story. Interesting. I'm going to start the timer on me here. Nick says, I forgot to DM you because my brain has been half working since finals. I did post that video I worked on last week on the new channel. The animated cafe one. I think I saw that pop up. And so, yes, in my list. Thank you. Maggie says, I was very surprised to find out that the murders were very accurate according to Melbourne morgue records and crime stats of the 1920s. Oh my goodness. And I love Dot. Yes, I love Dot too. JD saying, oh, I skipped and I clicked a different one than I wanted. Let's keep up here. Oh Lord, the text message chains, right? Because when I look at what's taking up space, yes, photos, yes, music, although I only do like 2 playlists of music to walk and run to. But like the text somehow. So yeah, I need to erase a bunch of those. Emmy says, yes, sorting files, especially so many drawings, I need an assistant. Right? I know. Like, I'm good at doing this for other people. Like I said, decluttering is my thing for other people. I would make it a business if I didn't already have other businesses that weren't up and running on their own. And Nick says, Barrett's vlog really did a number on me too. Yeah. I think you're talking about the one from earlier this week. Jan says, I just made a shelf of books I want to read soon. Nice job. Maggie says, if I started my TBR today, I would need to live to 180 to finish it. I'm assuming that's a guesstimate. It's a new vlog. Oh, okay. So I haven't read it yet. Oh boy. Now you're making me scared. Yes, that one. Yeah, okay. So you've gone the way of, I don't know how others feel. There's where did I see it? Was it TikTok? Was it Instagram? Was it YouTube? I think it was YouTube first. There were people who were taking animations, like little cartoon characters, but 3D animations, and making a text to speech equivalent. And so I started seeing, I don't know, like 3 years ago, videos with these animations of two people talking. And it would be like the most outrageous political arguments from Reddit just set to a 3D animation. So I was like very turned off of those because I was like, oh, this is a Reddit thing migrating to a different format on YouTube. So I was like scared away from that format. But I will have to check out yours, Nick, for sure, for sure. And then JD says, let us not speculate how long it'd take to read our TBRs, physical and digital. Yeah. Yeah. Although on this list, you know what else is there that's actually checked off? Culling a magazine collection. I did it. I finished going through all my magazines. Um, like a standard size, like Priority Air box that's like 8.5 by 11 and 4 inches high for the post office. I had like 5 of those ish variations in size, full of magazines that I had from like 2000 to 2018. And I stopped buying magazines or subscribing to any magazines, but I had those that I would just like read in any season when I felt compelled to like read something, kind of like what you would do with Netflix binging, right? Like just something quiet activity to make your brain just chill. And I hadn't read them in like 4 years, and I was like, maybe I should let go of these magazines because I don't need them anymore. So I went through and I kept some, especially like the cooking recipe ones that I like to look at that have food traditions and good articles. And I kept maybe like 5, like the real simple ones that had great articles, or decoration ones that I really loved the vibe of. And the rest are all out in recycling over the past month or so. So I actually finished a decluttering project. So yay! Oh, all right. So we're almost out of our extended break here. So we'll be heading into another 20-minute stream pretty quick. Or not stream, sprint. It's 10:15. So we've got time for like maybe another 2. We'll go through 4 today. I'll pop up my new question. Oh, and we were just talking about Barrett and his new vlog, who is sending love from the infusion chair. Mwah. Love right back, Barrett. Jumping into a sprint for the next 20 minutes. And hopefully that wasn't quite as frightening as last time for Nick. Let me quickly press pause on this so we can get an extended break because that's how I roll. And hide it for a second while we chat away. Let's catch up. I see some tea talk here. So let's see. The last thing I think. Yeah, so Maggie pointed out a new vlog from Barrett, which I did start watching. And yes, I'm past halfway, but since I'm on camera, I'm not going to finish it now because I think you mentioned waterworks. So let's be careful. JD said, let's not speculate how long it'd take to read our TBRs. Okay, I think I did say that. And he said, stop me when I lie. Barrett came in. That's where we ended. That's the last one, right? So sending love back to the infusion chair to Barrett. JD said, congrats on the decluttering. Yes, I've crossed off one of the many tiered list. And I just added the cards to Barrett's and my discussion from Wednesday, including his newest vlog. So we'll see if anyone hits that. Always want to give traffic back to the people who are so nice as to collaborate with me. We need more of that. I don't know if that's love or the decluttering, but yes to all. Jan said, good luck. Nick said, hello. JD sent love as well. Maggie sent love as well. Nia said, hope you're doing okay. Love. Mr. Rosary stopped in. Maggie says, I just realized I have 3 different coffee cups on my desk because every time I get up to do something, I come back with a new coffee cup. Time to switch to tea. Iced Pico tea and mint with honey. That sounds good. Nick said, I think it's tea time. Haha, it sounds amazing. I think I'm going to make myself a Thai tea here shortly. Jan said, ginger ale is my coffee. Nick agreed. Ginger ale is also a delicious and good choice. And I think it's time for me to find food because my stomach just made quite a noise to remind me I need to eat. Always good. JD finished the book and sorting some drama on KDP because they're so awesome. Yeah. Melissa's only 2 hours ahead. May have fallen asleep. A-okay. Oh, speaking of which, it's the last, we're getting into the last sprint time. And let's see. I guess I'll do the countdown and we'll go a little over this time. I was thinking of doing a giveaway. I guess I'll save that for the June 1st thing. What did that remind me of? Fallen asleep. Oh, the poll. There's a poll open because I figure people come and go and I wanted to get everyone's feedback. But I closed the window, so I don't know if that would close the poll. Anyway, if you haven't voted in it, I'm just trying to get feedback on the May of the Moderns, which was the funnest thing. So be sure to fill that out if it's still open. We're having trouble with the comments here. There we go. Thank you. JD uses KDP because it's been the easiest option so far, but this has been absolute bullshit. I know. But all our options are going to shit, so I feel for you. Maggie says, chicken and cabbage pierogies today. Wish you were here. Oh, that sounds really good. JC stopped in to say hello, everyone. Hello, JC. We had an earlier shout out to you and Jenna the Soul Writer because Leslie Penelope was on Instagram stories saying that there was a tornado warning. So we hope we're safe in Maryland. Nick says, oh my gosh, I wish I was there too. I know. We all wish we had the luxury of Maggie's cooking. Jan made it from 47 to 52%. Excellent. Way to go. JD, Maggie had to reformat all my ebooks with Caliber and re-upload. Oh, the lengths. Oh, yeah. You know what goes on this ridiculous, if only I had an assistant or like another lifetime? Yeah. Reformatting backlist. I talked about this with Shannon recently, and I was just like, ugh. You know what would get me to do it is if I thought that people would buy them. But since they're not moving, I feel like very little motivation to go back and reformat and put new back matter in and like new links to review and all that stuff. Ugh. JD says this time around it's been a joke. Jan says I need another me, a clone. I know, totally, right? I agree. I agree. It's like the stuff you don't want to do, but would optimize the things that you're doing, but it's repetitive. So like you don't want to be bothered. The website stuff. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, a clone that liked to do things that you didn't like to do. JD says, with every new book, I miss Create Space big time. Yeah. Nick says, I would also like a clone. Someone to do the adulting so I can just write. I know. Author JC. Oh, thank you, Margaret. I'm safe. The sky just opened up and rained as if it was trying to rehydrate all of the planet. That's all. We really just got a thunderstorm. Gotcha. Yes, to the clone. Jen needs someone to cook and clean. Yes. Yeah, I know. What is it called? It's called reproductive tasks, even though that makes you think of like childbirth. It's not what it's meant. By reproductive tasks, it means the things that you have to keep producing. So you do it once and it's not done because it just needs to be done again in a set amount of time. So like normally those are the things that are classified as women's work, which, should not be, but there we go. JC says, but Jenna's in a different part of Merlin than I am, so I hope everything is okay where she is. Okay. I know there's like the part by the coast and the western part that's like by the river and the like railroad bypass. I remember studying this. Or the transmission lines. That's what I was remembering. So yeah, I don't know which part you're in. Oof, oof, oof. But I've mentioned before I'm watching The Arrow, and I think Starling City is based off of Baltimore, which is interesting. Yeah. So, okay. We're almost to the end of our extended break, and we'll have one more 20-minute session. So we'll go a little over the hour. Hope that's okay with folks. I'm going to go back to reading after my productive planning session. So I'll pick up a book and see you in 20 minutes for the last closeout. Love having you all here, everybody. Enjoy Jacqueline Kirk's booktube timer, and I'll mute myself and see you in 20. Hope that didn't scare anybody. Boop. Stop sharing. We're at the end of our time. 11 o'clock for me. Man, I feel like I've been on the computer for half a day, which in fact I mostly have. So I forgot to put out the last question. So let me direct your attention in the last few minutes to my third question here. Tomorrow is the last Sunday of May, and so I will be doing our last prompt, the other, which is read a translated book. Now on today's reading sprint, I finished my translated book. It was not my favorite, not a surprise. But I'm going to be considering this as one of my main questions tomorrow. I'll be going live at 11 Pacific, so right now, tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, Sunday. So tune in if you're interested. I know there are several of you who read translated books in the BookTube community and know a lot more than I do, so I'm hoping you'll be there to help contribute to the discussion. I did some work looking up some interesting articles online, so hopefully I'll have something prepared to entertain / educate the May of the Moderns viewers. But let me see if any of you guys have answered this question in the time it's taken me to talk about it. And I can catch up on the chat here. We're talking about clones. There we go. Nick said, I would cook and clean in a heartbeat. I actually really love cooking. I'm the cook in my relationship because F gender roles. Haha, right? JC says, I'm in a more southern part of Maryland. She's closer to the mountainous part. I said, gotcha. It's just gray here in Portland again, glaringly gray. Like I have the curtains for the lighting for the video, but also because like it's making my eyes water. And JC said she wants to visit Portland one of these days. It's on her list of places to go. Nice. Maggie said, told my meteorologist wannabe daughter about your tornado warning, and she called me a liar. So I showed her the weather alert, and she said, guess the world is ending today. And JC clarified that they actually get tornado warnings here more than people might think. Interesting. Rosalind popped in. Hello, hello. Probably late, but jumping in anyway. Yeah, you're just here for our last sprint. So welcome, welcome. Nick's going to head out. Have a great rest of the stream. And that was at 11. Okay, so we're all caught up, which means anyone here can answer my last question here. What makes a translated book good? So I've already got ways to talk about race and class and empire with the translated prompt for tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about it. Not tomorrow, Sunday. Tomorrow was Saturday. Gosh. So Saturday, Jenna the Soul Rider will be running her sprints in the morning, which I will be at, and then jumping into mine at 9 Pacific. So I hope everyone is reading the last of their books for May of the Moderns, or, getting their decluttering list tasks done. Oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff going on in May, including people getting their publishing-ish done. So good on you guys. I think I might need a stretch and a nap after that last sprint. Well done, everybody, for the sprints. Do you mean translated as in from one language to another, or adapted? I mean language. Language translation. So once again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe before you head off to your wonderful holiday weekend. Check out my historical novels, because May of the Moderns is about historic fiction, but I write historical fiction. And then finally, thank you. The last little bit here. JC says I'll have to think about that one. And Rosalind says, I don't think I've ever read any translated books, but I can imagine it would be reading a story from a different culture. Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys. I hope I've got some wheels turning to think about translated fiction. Tune in tomorrow to Jenna the Soul Rider's writing sprints from 7 to 9 Pacific, and my reading sprints the last of the month from 9 to 11 Pacific. Then I will see you on Sunday for the last prompt, a little mini lecture about translated works. And later on Sunday for the Voltron Force productivity sprints with Shay with the Hobbies, Sandy Golston, BookTube TV, and and can't think of her channel at the moment. Anyway, you guys know who we are. We'll be on Shay's channel this Sunday. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. Thank you for choosing to be here on my channel. Take the poll, say a thing, drop a comment. Love you guys. Talk to you later and happy reading.